yes. Yeah, I'm doing it on my phone today.
Oh, we don't have the usual suspects. Okay.
Oh,
The Yes Man. Yes Man, are you there?
Yes!
Oh, the Yes Man. Did you enjoy the Boys from Ice Cream Social?
Yes!
Were you as convinced as I was that they were about to win and dominate the game?
Yes!
But you're glad that the hosts cheated to make sure they were the winners. Now, would you like to see a complete reevaluation of the rules so that that kind of cheating can't happen anymore?
Anyway, see you later.
Who's this?
Did you hear that? Who does that sound like?
I am here. I will finish what you started.
Who is that from Star Wars?
It's me. It's Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
Oh, wait, hold on. Would you be amazed if it was actually Kylo Ren? What?
It's me. It's Kylo Ren. I'm in the Star Wars movie. There's a new Star Wars movie coming out.
Now, Kylo.
That's Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Right there. That is the low rent Kylo Ren.
Yeah. You can find me in front of the Planet Hollywood Casino. I'll be taking pictures from 2 to 4 tomorrow.
Kylo Ren, is it true that your role has been reduced in this second movie, that you're not as prominent as you were in the first one?
No, no small parts, only small Sith Lords. So I think that I deliver on what I'm asked to do. Yeah.
What was the most taxing aspect of this particular iteration?
Oh my God! The first day I go to catering, and it's like, is there paleo? And they're like, it's coming. And I go, okay, well, like, how long should I wait? And they're like, it's gonna be 30 minutes. So I'm just sitting here, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I asked the guy again, hey, I was the guy, do you remember me? I was the guy who was asking for the paleo? And he said, oh, I remember you. And I said, when's the paleo showing up? And he's like, it's gotta be at least 30 minutes. And I said, it's been 40 minutes. It's another 30 minutes?
Oh, man, it sounds like it was really rough shooting this episode, Kylo.
Yeah, anyway. See you later.
See you later.
I wanted to ask him about his scar treatments. He got that nasty scar.
Matt, are we meeting? Is this your kiddo?
Just aloe. You just mostly put aloe on there and it'll get better.
Aloe?
Just aloe, yeah.
Just aloe.
It's mostly aloe.
That's good to know. Okay, lightsaber burns.
Organic. You don't want any of the pesticides.
No, what about oatmeal? Are you a fan of oatmeal?
No, I mean like oatmeal. Like, is it steel cut?
No.
Steel cut, yeah. Steel cut's
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, steel cut, yeah.
Oatmeal?
Yeah.
Because I tried it not steel cut and I was just like not a fan.
No, yeah, you gotta try the steel. That stuff works if you got eczema or whatever. Yeah, that helps. Okay.
My kid wants to tell you
Bye,
guys a
Kylo
joke.
Ren.
Oh, say again?
My kid wants to tell you guys a joke.
Oh, yeah, please tell us a joke.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's there?
Panther?
Panther who?
Panther who? Yeah.
Pants, no pants, I'm going swimming.
There we go. Wait,
Panther,
nope.
no pants, I'm going swimming. Yes.
Oh, God.
All right, so I want to share my idea.
I think that was the joke that Roy Moore told on the way home from the mall.
He told that joke instead of conceding.
Oh my God, the rare ghost of references from only an hour ago.
Less than an hour ago, yeah.
The rarest of haunts.
See you later.
So I don't think I want to give these credentials out to everyone,
This
but
is your woke millennial.
yeah, I want to create a little cabal, and I want to share just a tiny cabal, maybe a pair of cabals. But
How about it's a Discord, right? So a Discord channel where people can just keep making their suggestions and workshopping it in the Discord.
Okay, that's right. All right, yeah, if you're on the Diamond Club Discord, let's create a channel for woke_millennial.
Okay, we're gonna make that.
I have shared the password with Justin, and I want to build this account, and I want the entire account to be nothing but Today I Learns, TILs, that are perfectly poised to be genuinely interesting to enough people, but also painfully obvious to everyone over 30, like enough to make them
all right.
really angry.
So let's explain this to Matt Mattingly here. I don't know. Are you guys big Reddit guys? Are either of you like Reddit fans?
A little. It depends.
All right. So Brian and I share a shared rage, which is really just us railing against us slowly dying and a new generation filling our
We
pods.
share your pain. Age is a cruel mistress.
So there's the subreddit TIL, Today I Learned. And very often you find out that the things that people are learning, many are fascinating, but oftentimes you get things that are ridiculously, like we've known our entire life. Well, how would anybody unlearn that?
Right.
Like, you know, there was like, oh, Ronald Reagan was a president. Like,
Okay. Yeah. This is the new coming of Yahoo questions, basically. Yahoo Answers.
Yes.
is now-
It's Yahoo Answers 2.0, only more infuriating, right?
well,
Got it.
because they're not asking questions. They're stating
They're telling
confidently
you
while
what they
everybody
learned,
else
which
nods.
is more infuriating. You're right. Yeah.
Do-
Today I learned.
Is there a collection of the most
Is that
infuriating?
gum loses flavor? What?
Yeah,
Chewing gum improves memory. Yes.
There's strong evidence that chewing gum improves memory, episodic memory, and speed of perception. Why this is the case is not understood. 978 votes. So no, we don't necessarily have one, but now we have woke_millennial on Discord, nightattack.tv/Discord. So if you, I guess, have ideas for TIL,
So I'm trying to remember.
what's your end game? Here? What are you trying to make?
Okay, all right.
got
My end game is to intentionally antagonize everyone who matches the demographic of Justin and I. And it's like I think I could. This is therapy for me. Is if I'm doing it on purpose, if we create an account that's nothing but TILs that are mind blowing to millennials. But did you know that World War II started entirely because one archduke was assassinated? I mean, like that shit, right? It was. Yes, I know it was World War I. Woke_millennial. Don't get at me.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, submit your ideas there, and maybe we'll figure out a way to get credentials and start posting on stuff to Reddit.
Just make suggestions. And of course, what you have to do, the rules for Today I Learned is that it can't be a recent article like that came out in the last year. It's got to be an old article. So usually, basically, Today I Learned is essentially, today I opened up Wikipedia and read a fact.
I see.
Mm.
So is this one like Today I Learned?
No,
Ronald Reagan
that's
once-
not-
Let me say it so people listening.
Yeah, sure.
Ronald Reagan once said, "We begin bombing Russia in 5 minutes," jokingly, not knowing his microphone was connected.
See, that's a genuine TIL because I didn't know that. I don't
It's
think.
also sourced from Wikipedia.
Oh,
though.
really? I knew that.
Oh, you did know that?
Well, but I'm
it
a
has
nerd.
its own article on Wikipedia. Oh, that's incredible. Wait, we can hear it. We can hear.
Whoa.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that
How
I've
long is
signed
this clip?
legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
Jesus.
Just as relevant today as ever.
I actually think that's a contender card.
Oh, really?
That's
Really?
great.
Wow. Today I learned that New Zealand doesn't have any native land mammals.
Yeah, that one's on the border because, like, I knew that's why everything's marsupials because they don't have mammals.
Today I learned that David Miscavige, the leader of the Church of Scientology, stands at a mere 5'1". That's
See?
literally just his profile bio. On,
Yeah,
on
but
the
also
baseball
it makes
card.
all of us feel superior to him, which is pretty great.
It also means he's only 2 inches taller than Tom Cruise.
Oh, man.
I feel like Today I Learned has gotten better than your complaint about it.
I know. I want to bring back the enraging
Wait,
ones.
you want to make it worse?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
you're part of the problem.
want to bury it.
Hashtag resist.
Hashtag resist.
Some of these are just good.
Like
These are
some of
not-
these are good.
Now I'm
Today
just-
I learned Hidden Valley Ranch, Burt's Bees, Glad 409, and Brita are all made by the same company, Clorox Company. That's
right.
good. That's a good one. That's the opposite of what we want to do.
I like this one. Today I learned in Japan, the Jersey Shore is known by the title MTV Jersey Shore, the New Jersey Life of Macaroni Rascals.
Wait, what? That's another good one.
That's
good.
true. Yeah.
There's
No, by the way, this is what happens when we do this bit because we have this very weird, bizarre caricature of TIL in our heads. Like we see one post and it gets us enough rage for 10,000. And then whenever we go to, because we've tried to do this bit where it's like, hey, dumb TIL things. And we go to TIL and we're like, oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that. That's when they invented the radio.
There's just a lot of good stuff. Turns out there's a reason that this one has 18 million subscribers.
Oh, wait, that's not even a joke or an exaggeration.
Nope.
Here, I'll tell you, switch to new instead of hot. And then that way we could see some of the garbage.
Sure. Today I learned the northwestern angle, known simply as the Angle by locals, and coextensive with Angle Township, is part of the northern lake of the woods of County, Minnesota.
Yes!
Except for minor surveying errors, it is the only place in the United States outside Alaska that is north of the 49th parallel.
See, that's gold,
That's
Jerry.
awful. That's
Gold.
fucking awful. Today I
Yeah,
learned
but
citrus-
look, minor surveying errors.
Okay,
Count
here we go.
those.
Today I learned citric acid, the kind of found in citrus fruits such as oranges, is required for almost all life on Earth. Yes, it's called fucking vitamin C, you dumbass.
But see, like, there's a reason these aren't popular.
Today I learned guns work in space. What the fuck?
That's kind of cool, though. I would think they would need oxygen. So that's
Today I learned of Toy Story, a Holstein bull who produced 2.4 million units of semen
Yo.
and sired an estimated 500,000 offspring during his 13-year lifetime. That's pretty good.
It's actually pretty good. Upvote that. Upvote
Wait.
that real quick.
Wait, women don't synchronize their menstrual cycles?
Yeah. Today you learned TYL.
Wow.
That's not a thing.
I better call my shark friends.
What else? See, yeah, this bit always dies when we actually put it to the test.
right. Like, today I learned Buffalo Wild Wings sells fountain drinks in a gallon bag for $7.50. Like, what?
That's pretty good,
What do you-
actually.
Actually, that's really good. What the, what the
That's-
fuck? Yo, what the fuck? Actually,
I don't trust those sack drinks.
It's a living bladder.
you know, I used to think the KFC bucket was too much.
But I don't trust sack drinks, man.
You
know.
get that in mellow
I guess-
yellow, and you get a KFC bucket, and you are good. Actually, why you go to KFC? Just get a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Dude, this is what I was saying. I was saying this on jury a while ago. But the Buffalo Wild Wings got bought by the Arby's consortium, right? I'm saying if they're looking for a new lane, weed. Stoners who can smoke weed. You're like Buffalo Wild Wings, wherever it's legal to smoke weed, you can smoke weed in here. And also we'll sell you these
That's
gallon
perfect.
like bags of fucking soda, get you fucking winged up. You're gonna watch your sports and you're gonna wake up here tomorrow because you'll be in a coma of calories.
Because you know they used to call it BW3s.
Well, see, in
was
Austin,
wings,
we had.
And weck bread.
Wait,
Oh, really?
In Austin,
Yeah.
we had an establishment called BW3s that was not a Buffalo Wild Wings, which
Really?
was very confusing to me. But it's not around. I assume it got bought by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, they don't call it BW3s anymore because they don't serve the weck bread. So now they can just replace that with weed.
Yep, we're back to
and go back to BW3s.
It's like, all right,
point.
dust off the signs, boys. We're back in business.
Wait. Apparently, Buffalo Wild Wings had a Weck sandwich to celebrate their heritage.
Oh.
Are you sure that that's not just an early?
Oh no, a whack.
Yeah. When
Beef on whack. Holy shit.
yeah, the specialty of the Buffalo area in New York that was on the menu when the chain first opened as Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck.
Wow, dude, have you ever had a beef on whack sandwich?
Yeah,
It's
no.
the truth.
What's Weck?
That's it's a kind of like an odd juice. It's like roast beef and like its own kind of weird odd juice. Dude, Buffalo good at inventing random shit you'd like to eat at a bar and apparently power bombing each other through tables at Bills pre-games.
Here we go. This one you'll be upset about. Today I learned the White House was gutted and reconstructed in the 1950s.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, set fire to your face. Click on controversial. This is where the hot stuff is.
Okay. Okay. Today I learned it is possible to milk newborn babies. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Brian, your theory. I don't know. Today I learned that some people consider the placenta to be edible. Yeah, that's pretty well known. Today I learned Michelangelo's statue David portrays the biblical figure David, who killed Goliath, king of Israel, father of Solomon.
What the fuck?
Bathsheba.
See, that's a woke millennial one right there. That's woke _ millennial material.
So you're saying that our real goal is to become controversial?
Oh no. Well, it's just to infuriate. I just want one of them's gonna take off, hit the front page, and somebody's gonna realize, wait, this is a joke account, and all of these are just meant to infuriate anyone over the age of 30. Also,
I think you
everyone
just stick with milk babies. Everybody puts in every day, just like hundreds of people put in. Today I learned you can milk babies.
Oh,
yeah.
Everybody puts that simple one in there over and over again, hundreds of times a day, until
Yo,
it becomes
dog,
this
you want to milk this
ridiculously-
baby?
This is the milk millennial. We have to get Patrick Klepek to be the
Milk
face.
millennial.
They're millennial.
All right. We have given people plenty of time to vote for show titles on the Showbot, nightattack.showbot.tv. Thank you, everybody who submits show titles every week during the show, so we can decide what to call this thing on your beautiful RSS feeds. Our top voted two, wow, are both from Blue Front, who suggested Night Cream Social.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think Night Cream Social is the winner.
Night Cream Social is pretty good.
Wow, I'll tell you, I didn't know that we'd be able to come up with something less exciting or less controversial than Night Attack, but Night Cream seems like
Show Me Your Beans is up here.
working on some night cream.
We built the city on thousands of monkeys.
We built this city on thousands of monkeys.
Grandpa's Eggs is pretty good.
Holy crap, today I learned China built a dam so massive it actually slowed the Earth's rotation a bit and made each day 0.06 microseconds longer. Congrats, China. You are woke _ millennials.
Some kind of Smurf. I'm the captain now. Show Me the Beans. Up in Bird Arms about Ice Cream Social. Stay Yolk. I'm your.
I'll tell you what, it's not Tombstone, it's DiGiorno. It holds a special place in my heart.
Night Attack with Arms.
Night Attack with Arms. That Birds with Arms thing made me think of the Jean Lajoie song. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No.
I don't want to say the title here. I'll just send you a link or
Okay.
someone in
Can
the
we
chat.
pick a show title first?
Yeah, no, go for it.
I meant we, not the royal we. Sassy Horse is pretty good. Robin.
Robin.
The Invisible Wink. Getting High in Graves. I think that. I didn't even remember that one.
Robin is probably my favorite.
Robin.
ASL 17F76M. Jesus. That's not even how that joke was structured. Like, oh my gosh. I have a special thing for limes are communist lemons. That was a very underrated joke tonight.
I'm a fan. I'm gonna forget all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer Night Cream Social. But that's just for my interest.
Yeah, you want to know what? I think let's do that. Although that means that the next time that Matt and Mattingly are on, we're gonna have to we can't always do that. But I'm in for it.
Oh man, dude, are you kidding me? There's no shortage of cream puns. It's just like cream on my back, the show, and it's like.
Oh.
No?
Stop the press. Give a new episode title.
Well, and it's also going to say with Matt and Mattingly or with the Ice Cream Social. It's
Thank
going to say
you.
who's-
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll just say whatever.
Back the show.
We'll just say featuring woke_millennial every time that Matt and Mattingly are on, and everybody will know.
Walks away from the helpfulness of the
Okay, all right.
We want to be the yoke millennials.
The yoke millennials.
The number
Now-
Weird yoke millennials.
Weird yoke millennials.
All right,
yoke millennial.
Although I do love like a light bulb. Like that's another great callback.
I'm cool with any of the above.
Justin, I'm going to give it to you. Pick it.
Night cream social. Let's do night cream social.
Okay. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, we will.
Night cream social.
Hey, can we do a quick interview segment? How are you guys feeling? And this is low pressure. Like we were like under the harsh spotlight of holding the microphone up to you, but now it's all Charlie Rose, only with more sexual advances. Like we're just chill talking.
Yeah, it's like Charlie Rose on one
that.
side and Matt Lauer on the other side. And
Just-
we're not taking no for an answer.
It's a new
What a
segment we call
sandwich.
Between Two Pervs.
Rose and Lauer. The Rose and Lauer Power Hour.
The Rose and Lauer double team power plower hour.
Exactly. The door is locked from the outside.
And the answers are the password out. It's America's hot new game show. The Rose and Lauer Power Plower Hour.
Anyway, want to see me do push-ups? Getting a little tense.
How are you? How are you guys feeling about the first week, man?
I thought it went great. We had a really nice turnout. The fun thing for me, like you said before, was I just showed up, wore a chicken suit and a sock on my hand. This guy did all the work. What was great too for me was seeing all of our Vegas performer friends who came out to support us. Besides just our other audience members, it was just a really great time to reconnect with people who we've been in shows with, 4 or 5 years ago, coming back and doing stuff with us. It was really nice.
And you guys talk about like the what sucks about like getting old. Like we thought like the podcast space was like our last like cast of hey we can do stuff kind of thing. And I felt like we're getting like the fact that like people were actually interested to see the show and like interested to see what it's about. I was actually quite surprised by it. That people actually wanted to see it like in a regular. That sounds like a cool idea.
So
kinda
like
way.
you thought.
Let me ask a question, because I haven't heard the last ice cream social, but I've been following for the last few weeks and through the preview and the after the first show, it seems to me not only there but here there is a trend of Matt being very quiet because he is very critical of his performance, and literally everybody around him saying, "This was really, really good. You should be more proud of it." Am I reading into something that isn't there, or is that the reality?
I mean, all of the experts have come out to see it as well, and so there's a lot more to performing magic than what I'm doing at the moment, and so.
It's hard for him to walk with swagger when Johnny Thompson and Penn and Teller come up to give notes after the show.
Sure, yeah.
He did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But he's getting noted by Penn and Teller, Johnny Thompson, Piff the Magic Dragon, and Brian Brushwood. You know what I mean? Like he's got a huge mountain to climb on that side of it. Any other show. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Dude,
but yeah, he's got some really high standards.
Justin knows that I was trembling in my boots at the possibility that me performing 15-year-old material, stuff that has been just cemented for 15 years, I was like, oh wait, Ice Cream Social, it's possible Michael Goudot or Penn or maybe even Teller would be in the audience, and that was enough to send me flying off the red, losing my mind. And it's like the first time I'm ever performing that stuff in front of those guys? No.
Yeah.
Well, but then here's my question.
So
sorry, go ahead.
Like,
Go ahead, and then I have a question. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, I felt like exponential improvement from show to show. So like it wasn't like it was incremental. It felt exponential.
Well, and it should, because you're doing it for the first time in front of an audience. So I'm kind of catching up on the whole experiment. Brian's kind of filled me in, but I'm just sort of like getting up to speed here. When Brian was telling me like how much this is like, oh, okay, this was a GoFundMe, and this is like how this all came together. And then I'm listening to the podcast, and you're like, yeah, I didn't just want to do a magic show. I had to add all this other stuff, and I had to add dancers. I'm doing this, and I got a live animal in it. It's like you were not into crawling before walking. It was like back handspringing before learning to fly. Like, so it was odd that it's like, no. I needed a live animal, and I needed to do more complex stuff, and I needed to memorize all this. But then also, shit, man, turns out I wasn't Penn and Teller on my first night. Fuck me, am I right? And everybody else.
Yeah, and they were in the audience. So man, yeah, it was like,
But
yeah, he was definitely building an airplane on the scent.
Yeah.
It was like, but also it's like you could have just done 4 magic tricks and add an improv show as this character, and you probably would have killed, and it would have been great. And it's like, no, you're gonna do this whole other. And I respect, as a performer, that's insane, that's crazy to do, and like mad respect for you to do it. But also like, holy shit, you earned some perspective for shooting for the stars like that.
Yeah, for real. Like, I guess so. Yeah, like so, like everybody kept saying like, "Wow, so brave," or like, "Wow, that's crazy." and the reason why they say that is because like I hadn't realized that I bit off way more than I could chew, and that my self-esteem was going to suffer because of it.
But there was definitely a vibe. Like everybody in the room understood what they had signed. There was nobody who just got off of a bus and be like, well, apparently this is the hottest new show. It's called Psychic Hillbilly. Like everybody there knew that you were an Icarus-looking motherfucker, and they wanted to see you fly right next to that sun.
Yeah, that. No, that part is true, and I think like it's just like I said, the show got better each time, and I delightfully texted Penn the last 2 nights in a row, no drops, because that's his juggler code. But actually, when every trick went well, and so no, I mean, I think it's just that like when I got together with R.J. Owens and we came up with the show and we just saw a real show. We saw a show that like you'd want to pay money to see, that would be getting to be an hour and change, that would have all this stuff and surprise you, And it's always tough when you have something that's in your head that is good, and then it can't quite get there yet because you're an amateur. And I know this, I've taught performance improv for decades, and like I know when I see a very talented person frustrated that like what's happening in their head is not what's being accomplished on stage. And so like I don't want to. I'm not trying to even be too humble or even falsely humble about it. I really enjoyed doing it. It turned out to be a very deep thing and something I'm going to keep pursuing aggressively. I really like the challenge of it tremendously, and I just want to. I also know that I am walking around with the names Johnny Thompson, Penn and Teller, and Brian and Piff and Diddleman and everybody attached to what I'm doing, and I want to make sure that I don't come off like a Make-A-Wish kid or something, Well,
at a certain point, that's the first thing that's got to go, though, right? Is like, the effort that they put into it is there. That's your foundation, but like you can't like beyond like your natural strive to make it better. Like you can't be carrying like everything I do. Like, oh shit, would Teller have done it like this? No, he's fucking Teller. He's fucking like one of the deans of magic worldwide. Like you can't have that pressure on yourself.
Exactly. No. I mean, I think that like the last 2 nights the tricks went fine, and then but I found stuff in the audience that made it like really funny, and I found like interactive moments that made it really funny, and the comedy was like was where I dreamed it would be. The magic still has a ways to go, which is fine, and the average person didn't care. The average person just.
Because, by the way, that's the note you could give to 90% of working magicians.
Accurate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's the thing. Is like each night I felt like I wasn't anticipating as much and whatever. So I love doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I wish I could do the show like everywhere. I think the actual show we put together from beginning to end, I wish I could do everywhere. I think it's super solid, and I'm proud of it.
So,
and yeah, I wanted to work like a maniac, and a crowdfunding allowed me to work like a maniac. So I guess I'm as good as someone could be in 2 months.
I hope I'm not
that's
talking.
it. That's it. Pull that dick out. Fuck yeah. Come on. Like that.
I hope I'm not talking out of school, but I definitely saw a couple of cameras at the performance I was there for. Were there cameras at all of them? And is there going to be a perfect version of the show that someone might experience virtually?
Ideally, I wanted that to happen, and then I gave a budget to the production company I trusted, and they're like, we can come to 2 nights. So we have the night of the disaster that Penn and Teller came to, where only 2 of the 7 tricks I do worked, and then we have footage of the third to last night, it was the first night everything went off without a hitch, but it wasn't the most viscerally performed show. Nonetheless, I just have to perform it more and keep taping it more.
So I only heard bits and pieces when we were talking about that. I didn't want to plumb the depths of, because I've had shows that didn't go as well as I'd hope, and it was clear that very first preview show, you wish aspects had gone better. Is that something you explore on Ice Cream Social? Is that where we should point people to get the full story on that?
Yeah, I think it's episode 421, I think.
Yeah, no. There was the one afterward, which is the one where really I'm referring to. It's just, because obviously the nature of your show is similar to ours, where there's like good-natured ribbing all around, right? And so the show kind of, I think, begins with that like fun, playful energy, which I love and has drawn me to the show in the way that I'm sure it has other people to both of ours. And then it becomes clear at a certain point that it's like, no, Matt's in just a very different emotional performer space of the like oh, okay, like there's a lot. This is a very complex situation. It's not to say that he can't play along with the game, but it's like nobody really found it fun, and so there was a lot of like, yeah, and like the rope trick, but for real, you did a great job. And
I always say like part of a podcaster's job is to like kind of like turn their life into a reality show.
Yep.
And like that certainly was like a sweeps week moment for our reality show of like what can go wrong did kind of thing. So yeah, I just it'd be one thing if I got to turn it around or got another performance in before it had turned over, but I didn't. It was just 2 days of just letting it play out over and over again in my head. And then we recorded that episode.
Man, that's oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like within a week's span, I felt the worst and best. So I can't knock it too much.
So next opportunity for anyone to see this live will be in Kentucky. Is that right?
Yeah, January 13th will be in Lexington, Kentucky, doing the show out there. Trying to set one up in Jersey, and there's lots of weird talk about me trying to do it in LA somewhere. So we'll figure that out.
That's awesome. So now the Kentucky thing, is that a Scoops Fest related thing or just a standalone show all by itself?
It's a Scoop related thing also. I mean, I think it's like $25. You can see both the Hillbill show and the Bucket show. But we are all going out there together. And then the VIP people, we're doing like a distillery tour and recording Ice Cream Social, and then at the distillery. And then later on that day, we're doing the Hillbill Magic Show, and then that night, we're doing like a Bucket Show variety show with local talent as well.
Yeah, it was a really wonderful thing. It was listeners in Kentucky started a project to bring us and his show out to Kentucky. So they did a Kickstarter fundraiser to get us to come out there. So it was awesome.
Man, that's a hell of a business model. Hey, Justin, are you taking notes? Is that why you're leaning over?
I'm asking the fucking chat if they're taking notes. Holy shit! Like they set up a Kickstarter and everything. Like what the fuck are you people doing?
It's true.
Yeah.
If your listeners are listening, if you want Justin Bryan to come to your town, start it. Start a crowdfunder.
Although let me just when I was out there, we were talking about how much fun it was to do Scoop Fest. We talked about the possibility of doing it again and being out there. I don't know that we have to wait a year. If there's an opportunity where people want an Ice Cream Social show, just seems like, we don't have nicknames for being the podcast parasites for nothing. We love to latch on to other people's stuff and just show up.
Fucking yeah, Double P. We're suing Planned Parenthood, but Double P, the podcast parasites.
Well,
that's what we're known as.
They coined the term churn out for this event. Because we call our studio the churn, where we make the ice cream.
I love it. I love it.
So this is a churn out. This is the first churn out. So we would love to have another churn out. Make it little smaller events where we put on a couple of shows, maybe have one or two podcasters, maybe it's only a day, maybe two, instead of a full-blown scoop fest.
We get booked in Colorado. We do the churn out and burnout when we get wicked high.
There it is. There it is.
There you go. No, we're totally down. Officially, we want you guys to come back to Scoop Fest next year. So
totally
we'll say it here.
Please.
We want you to come back.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it.
It depends. Can we rig the game again?
Kids come out to Scoop Fest.
Yes. Yeah.
No. I'll tell you what. I think everybody who heard the show and live shows for us are always kind of tricky because a lot of times they're conventions, and convention shows are always just a different element of like insanity. There's always a lot of people, and it's always like a very chaotic. We're like trying to work the crowd and everything, but that Scoop Fest show, I think, was probably a really big enticer to a lot of people who were like, okay, here's an opportunity for me to go to Vegas, work at a Vegas vacation, and go see a bunch of awesome podcasts that are going to be great podcasts and not just like big experiences where we're like yelling and screaming at people in costumes and shit like that.
Yeah, we are definitely like you guys are. We're very community oriented, so we don't. Huge is not the goal. Is like we want to figure out an event that we can host and really deliver to one group the whole time. We don't want it to splinter out and be a bunch of different things. We want it to be one event for everyone to go through.
We had Player One podcast, which is one of my all-time favorite video game podcasts. They've been around forever. And that's exactly why we invited them, because of their community. They have a group of dedicated hardcore listeners that have been with them for a decade plus. And, that's what we want. We want to bring that level of, support. Those kinds of listeners.
I'll tell you what, man. You could
bonus. If you want the VIP experience, which is actually free, of watching Brian and I and various other Diamond Clubbers very faded at blackjack tables very late into the night. Like that's a bonus little zoo. You don't even have to play. You can just watch us like zoo animals. And
I think there will be more of that at this next year's Scoop Fest, actually.
Yeah. No, it's a real bonus, real icing on the cake.
What did you call the craps table? The gamble bucket? Is that what was that? The gamble tub? God damn it! Shit. Never mind. Apparently you guys don't recall. What
happened?
What was you called the craps table? Like the gamble bathtub or some shit?
Tub of gambling.
Tub of gambling. That's what it was.
Gambling. Also, Bryce, who was just fucking apparently talking to the chat and not on the stream,
You guys
would be a fun way for us.
He's
to
like, no.
include you.
That's an indication that you're killing it, boys. That's how you know. Is I'm busy just chit chat.
So I'm gonna talk with them.
No,
It's
Bryce-
me,
Bryce-
woke
Bryce
underscore
made $100
millennial. Today I
black-
learned they're hilarious.
Bryce made $100 at blackjack, but was definitely up like 500 when I was sitting next to him.
Yeah, no, I was up like 300 at blackjack, and then I lost it all by the end of the weekend, and I had a very fun time doing so.
I went to bed. I'm like, dude, it's late. And Bryce was like, nah, man, I'm chasing it. Fucking all of a sudden. Like,
It's fine. I had a good time.
it was a good time.
All right. So what are we doing? Are we? What do you got left in us?
Have the Ice Cream Social guys heard the Scoop Fest theme song?
Yeah. Have you heard our theme? We wrote you a theme song.
It was a big thing right before we went to Scoop Fest.
Right. Oh, we had intended to play this to go on stage, and then we totally didn't.
We totally didn't because. Well, let's listen to it.
Here you go. This is a
reason
song
I
that
feel
we
like.
wrote for you, and by we wrote we mean Stephen Cogswell.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen Cogswell. Here we go.
Let's sing a song for the Ice Cream Social. You're the greatest people in the world.
You familiar with how these songs sound?
All right, here we go. Ready? Night Attack, it's a hell of a thing. Why don't you get in the Night Attack bling?
That's me, Marley Sanders. I'm a Night Attack.
Night Attack, it's a hell of a thing. Why don't you get into a Night Attack bling? Bling, 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 bling. Night Attack, it's a hell of a thing. Look at all the characters that you can bling. Bling.
We want your bling to be on fleek all night.
Bling.
Bling. Yeah.
Bling.
You know what? You guys are killing me. Probably for the best that we didn't walk out to that song.
I forgot. That was
Some of
was,
the nuance
that was
have been lost in the
fasting.
venue.
The fasting
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, that was when Brian.
Yeah, crash dieting. Oh, didn't work out so
I
hot.
ended up rewatching that clip. It was so funny. It's like
Watching me melt down. Have
that
nothing.
segment in specific. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
If you want that song, get it at otfi.com/bling. Oh, incredible. So we found that Jean Lajoie clip. You want to go out on that?
I guess. Yeah, this is old. This
Yeah,
is
I
an
don't
old-ass song. This is reposted on 2010 because it's got the lyrics.
Yeah.
But originally, I remember this from before Night Attack, before Scam School, when I was doing Brian Brushwood on the Road. This was like, oh, this is the shit I should be doing. And the only reason I mention this is because of the Birds with the Human Arms. And take a listen.
I really want to know the connective tissue between these two.
Oh,
ideas.
you've never seen this?
I
God,
have
it's
not
so
seen
old.
this.
It's how wonderful. This is the guy. He's in the league.
Right.
League, yeah.
Have you ever watched the sun go down and you're thinking about the world spinning round? Have you ever been high as fuck? You're in the bathroom mirror talking to yourself and your dog's looking at you like you need help. Have you ever been high as fuck? Then you feel your heart pumping really fast and you're convinced that you're gonna have a heart attack. Have you ever been high as fuck? You close your eyes and you're on a chicken farm. The only problem's that the chickens have human arms. You say that's fucked up, why do the chickens have human arms?
Okay, there we go. That makes sense. All right.
You need snacks, so you walk to the corner store, but you're scared because you think that they will know you're high. So you walk around the block to buy some time. You finally decide to go in the store, but you're so high you don't know why you're there anymore. So you just buy a pack of gum, get the hell out of there. Walking home and your mouth is dry. You should have bought some juice and snacks, but you were too high. Thinking about ketchup chips, and for some reason the game Battleship. You start thinking about how fun it was to play games like Battleship when you're a kid, and how as we get older we forget how to play and just to enjoy ourselves. So you say, guess what, I'm gonna make up a game right now, and it involves a baseball bat and a porcupine, and I'm gonna try to kill a porcupine with a baseball bat. But then you don't know where to find the porcupine, so you go on eBay and you do a search, but people don't sell porcupines on the internet. And you say, you know what, world, you got me cornered again. I'm gonna roll another joint. You ever eat a whole bag of crackers that were so old that they weren't crispy anymore? Have you ever been high as fuck?
Well, I'm glad I brought that
Chickens
to you,
with human
gentlemen.
Arms.
That's great. He's great.
Chicken with human arms. Very scary
Chicken's got
proposition.
human arms.
It is, man. What would you fight? 1 chicken with human arms or 100 arms with tiny chickens?
With human chickens.
100 arms connected to tiny chickens.
No, human chickens. They're all like cowards. They're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Run away! I'm a real yellow belly.
So he's very he's extroverted about his chicken, his shyness.
Yeah.
That's right.
No sense in hiding it. I'm a real puss.
Oh my God. What a great time. Thank you so much for joining us, man. You guys are the
I'll
best.
tell you what. So I'm going
What
to
a
be in
pleasure.
Vegas tomorrow night, and I'm going to hang out with you guys and do an episode of the Ice Cream Social late. Thankfully
Yes.
that you guys are doing that. When is that episode? When would that episode hit? Would it be that day or in
It'll
the next
be
week?
it might be a bonus episode, or it might be our part of our Sunday episode. We'll see.
No,
All right,
no,
cool.
it'll be its own bonus episode.
It'll be its own
What?
bonus episode.
Subscribe.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna say goodnight to everybody. Good night to
Yeah,
everybody.
goodbye to your human arms, all you chicken people.
Bye,
Bye,
lovelies.
chicken people.
Break